So how do I push out a baby? We're gonna talk about that today. There's a specific way to push in labor. And so I'm gonna give you a few tips that will help you to be most efficient and effective when you're in that pushing phase. It might come as a surprise to you that when you get to 10 centimeters dilated, and sometimes even a little bit before that, you get this overwhelming urge to push. Some women actually love this part of labor because it's so much more dynamic and active. It's something that they can get into and work with versus contractions where you need to get out of the way and relax and let them come and go. But no matter how much you like it, you don't want to be doing it for hours, right? You've already labored. This is the end. You're in the home stretch. Let's get this over with as quickly as possible, shall we? So the first thing, the most important thing, is the position that you push in, right? Because there's an optimal position for your perineum, there's an optimal position for your pelvis. We want you to be upright as much as possible so that you can maximize on the effect of gravity. Gravity will help to pull your baby down, but it will also help in between pushes. It will help baby to stay down as far as you've pushed him or her. And also when you're crowning, it will help the head to kind of gently apply pressure and stretch the perineum to help to avoid pushing, or to help avoid tearing. And then the second thing that will make your pushing phase so incredibly efficient is following your own instincts. So if you get all the way to the pushing phase naturally and you don't have an epidural, that's when you feel this overwhelming urge to push. If you do have an epidural, the pain is numbed and the urge to push is no longer there. So if you have an epidural, you're kind of just watching the screen and you see okay, I'm having a contraction now, and then they're okay, push! And you're okay! And count to 10 and you push. Sometimes they can pull the epidural back so that you can feel a little bit of pressure. You can kind of sense when the contractions are coming, but you still don't have that really good deep urge to push the way that nature has designed it when you labor naturally. The only time that you don't want to listen to the body when it's telling you to push is before you're 10 centimeters dilated. As a little tip, don't push even if you have that urge. What you can do instead is pant like a dog. Panting will help you to cope breath to breath to breath to breath with that urge to push, because if there's any amount of cervix left that hasn't dilated, if you're 9 centimeters or 9.5 centimeters and there's a little bit left and you push, your baby's head can actually cause that piece of cervix to swell. And I mean, we had that happen in my labor and we were able to use acupressure and a ton of incredibly hard work to get that cervix to dilate. But if you don't have those tools or you aren't able to get that cervix to dilate, then it can lead into a C-section. So just to recap, we're doing self-directed or instinctual pushing, birth goddess pushing. We're listening to our bodies, we're tuning in, and that's only if you get all the way to the end of labor naturally, and that's only if you're 10 centimeters dilated, not before. So that's it, guys. I hope that helped you to understand exactly how pushing is going to work, how to make it work for you. If you want more information about giving birth naturally so that you can really maximize on those pushes and feel that overwhelming urge to push, you can head over to my website, brownrootsbaby.com, just like it says right there, and you can download my Give Birth Naturally guide. If you like this kind of information, please be sure to hit like, leave me a comment, or share it with your friends. And if you want even more information like this, you can head over to brownrootsbaby.com for even more great information and free offers. I want you to birth boldly and love your labor. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Brown Roots Baby Talk.